Seddülbahir Fortress, once a battleground scarred with the violence of war, has been transformed into a place to reflect on the importance of peace. Located at the entrance of the Dardanelles, at the southwest end of the Gallipoli Peninsula, it served as a frontline defense for the Ottoman capital, Istanbul. Seddülbahir, the wall or dam of the sea, was built in the 17th century together with its sister fortress Kumkale on the opposite side. The construction started in 1658 under the patronage of Hatice Turhan Sultan, the fourth Mehmet's mother, as a rare example of military architecture built by an imperial Ottoman woman. Since the construction, these fortresses protected the Ottoman lands. The fortress was modernized in the 19th century to adapt to changing military technology. Still, it could not escape the ruthless destruction of war. At the beginning of the World War I, in 1914, the fortress was bombarded by the Allied forces. Much of the exterior walls and barracks were reduced to ruins. Captured on April 25, 1915, it became a French encampment, cemetery, and base for archaeological excavations of the surrounding region. Today, Seddülbahir is a space where there have been many shared memories of conflicts and wars between different empires and nations, from the 17th century to the present. After the end of World War I, the fortress served as a small Turkish military outpost, and the Ottoman buildings began to deteriorate for nearly a century, bearing the scars of both war and time. In March 2023, Seddülbahir opened to the public as a museum, and it strives to make its past visible again to its visitors. The 26-year-old project started in 1997 with the research, survey, and documentation project initiated by Koç University and Istanbul Technical University. For more than a quarter of a century, people from various disciplines worked collaboratively to bring the goals of the project to fruition. More than 200 experts, architects, engineers, archaeologists, art historians, and many others have worked on the project, in addition to more than 2,000 workers. Many of them were the local women from the region, working on the archaeological excavation. It was an intentional decision to empower women with wage earning opportunities. Collaboration went beyond project teams, involving academics, professionals, and the local community. The results of the work have been shared in numerous journals, books, workshops, and conferences. Engaging with the local community was a priority throughout the project and continues until today, such as the establishment of a women's workshop and a co-op shop run by women, a renewed village square, and the organization of on-site events such as festivals and concerts, fostering local participation. From day one, the project has served as a hub for multidisciplinary education and has involved students in excavations, surveys, and research. Seddülbahir has been a hub for new survey and documentation technologies, such as 3D laser scanning, the first of its kind in Turkey. Members of professional organizations such as the Chamber of Architects, ICOMOS, and ICOFORT have been invited to the site to monitor the restoration, and their feedbacks are gathered. Restoration works can be summarized under 4 main headings: conserving the existing memory, partial integration and reconstruction of the memory, supporting the memory, and reconstruction of the memory. Many structures and ruins were discovered through excavations, and the remains were preserved in situ. Soft capping methods were used to preserve the ruins while respecting nature's presence. In some areas, partial reconstructions were inevitable. To preserve the surviving elements and prevent further collapse, structural completions were unavoidable. One way to minimize completions and reconstructions was to support the ruins. The southern tower, half collapsed, was reinforced with edge completions and supported with a removable timber arch, ensuring it is non-intrusive and reversible. Bab-ı Kabir, the main gate, the main entrance of the fortress, was also covered with soil. Though it appeared lost to time, its existence was confirmed through historical photographs and drawings, preserving it within the collective memory. Excavations revealed its wall remnants and flooring, and it was decided to reconstruct the main gate. By reconstruction, it was not meant the typical approach of rebuilding a structure with original materials and details. The true value lay in the surviving remains. Rebuilding with stone would have risked damaging them and creating an inauthentic historical replica. Instead, the goal was to fully preserve the existing remains and approach reconstruction partially as a contemporary silhouette. A lightweight timber structure was chosen for its minimal impact on the historic remains and reversibility. It was prefabricated as panels in a factory and mounted on timber base over the remains. The same approach continued at some of the other collapsed parts of the fortress, such as the domed building, which is now being used as an exhibition room for the restoration history of the fortress. There was also a need for the new in the old. The artifacts needed to be exhibited in certain climate conditions, and some services could not be accommodated within the historic spaces. One reason for the reconstruction of the main gate was to revive its original function as the main entrance to the fortress. The elevation difference between the main gate and the courtyard, along with the requirement for an accessible path, inspired the design of a building with a terrace surrounded by a ramp. Entering through the Grand Gate, visitors reach the museum terrace, which provides a panoramic view of the fortress and the surroundings. Descending the ramp, they experience views of the fortress and its surroundings from various angles, and reach the main courtyard level, where the museum is. The museum function extends through the fortress, encompassing both indoor and outdoor spaces. The museum is a steel and glass building encased within a stone envelope. Stone was chosen to create a seamless building that neither competed with the existing nor replicated the old. The stone used matches that of the fortress's original construction and restoration. The historic spaces have been repurposed to function as exhibition galleries, a conference hall, workshops, and a cafe. Today, the Seddülbahir Fortress is a vibrant place. The architecture invites all to reflect upon the history of past destruction and war and cherish peace. With its unique entrance complex, museum, an artist's workshop, and redesigned village square, all serving visitors and the local community, the fortress looks to a future in which war is now distant but important memory.